Christmas trees are grown.
Always wanted to have Christmas in Turkey.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 2023 Christmas Cheertacular. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that's out on Amazon Prime now. It is called Candy Cane Lane. This movie stars Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy is a man determined to win the neighborhood's annual Christmas decorating contest who has to make a pact with an elf to help him win. However, the elf casts a spell bringing the 12 days of Christmas to life, bringing chaos to the small, unsuspecting town. It's been a while since I've seen Eddie Murphy in a movie. I know that he's made some movies in the recent years, but I just haven't gotten around to see them. So it was nice to see Eddie Murphy, somebody that I used to watch a lot and used to laugh at all his jokes a lot when I was a kid, make another family movie. And it's a pretty solid one. This is one that I can get around to watching probably every year on Christmas. This put me in the Christmas spirit because it has to do with the 12 days of Christmas. Elves, stuff at the end that happens that I won't spoil. It also has to deal with decorating your house, which I used to love to do. I used to love putting up all the candles in my house, putting out the reindeer that lit up outside. So it was always fun. It reminded me of some nostalgic moments that I had from childhood growing up. And I will always have a spot in my heart for a movie like this that can make me relish and remember those type of memories. Eddie Murphy here, I think, is a little bit more restrained than I was expecting him to be because it could be because he's grown older with age and maybe his jokes just don't hit audiences as much as they used to anymore. It didn't feel like the energetic Eddie Murphy, that's like Donkey and Shrek. That was the Eddie Murphy I was expecting going in. But it was nice to see Eddie Murphy in a movie that dealt with family and what it meant to have family, what it meant to have family for Christmas. I think it was a nice little change of pace for Eddie Murphy. I think Jillian Bell as the villain, Pepper, look, she's having a grand old time. She is so far over the top in this movie. There were even moments when I was watching it, I said, that's Jillian Bell. And then there were other moments where I said, wait a minute. Is that Jillian Bell? And I should know because I met Jillian Bell. She's probably the most recognizable face that I've known that I've met. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's her. She played it so over the top and so goofy, which could be a detriment to a lot of characters. But I think the way that she plays this character, Pepper, I think really, really works. It calls for an over the top performance. It calls for some goofiness. It calls for some silliness. And this movie is just wacky. That's what I like about it a lot. It's just a wacky, weird, silly movie that is just so out there. There's so much going on. It's like 9 movies in one. It's trying so hard to capture that Christmas spirit that sometimes it doesn't even feel like the movie should be called Candy Cane Lane. It should just be called Capture Christmas Spirit, the movie. And I totally forgot about that whole contest like halfway through this movie because we were focusing on so many other things. And I think that actually brings the movie down a little bit because it jumps around so much that sometimes you lose your bearings a little bit and you have to play, it feels like you have to play catch up with what the movie is actually trying to do right now in the moment to try and get the story to move forward. And sometimes it feels like it's hampered by that. It feels like it's hampered by having too much going on and having too many plot lines that are just converging on each other. You as a viewer might find this movie to be a little bit boring. And I haven't really seen it described as that. I won't describe it as that. I'll just describe it as zany and weird at times. But even then, I think, even if you think that, it could just get a little too weird for some people. They might be expecting one type of movie, and that's honestly what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting like a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, like Lights, since this is PG and not PG-13. But, I was expecting more about the competition. Like, it's called Candy Cane Lane. I was expecting a little bit more about the rivalry between different families, And the movie didn't really dive into that as much as I had wanted it to. Barely at all, honestly. There's like this one family that are neighbors with Eddie Murphy's family. Eddie Murphy's just jealous that they keep winning every year or something. So it focuses more on the family aspect and what Christmas means to families than it does on what you're necessarily expecting. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that that's a great message, especially for a Christmas movie. But if you're going into this wanting to see a competition movie, like rivalries form and people teaming up that may not even team up, you're gonna be very disappointed. Instead, you just get a wacky, zany Christmas movie that is really, really out there. It's not as funny as it leads you on to believe, though. There are some really funny moments. Like there's these two reporters that are reporting on this whole situation, and they are freaking hilarious. They are the best part of the movie. Nick Offerman is in this movie. You may know him from what is it called? Parks and Recreation. He's great in this as well. He plays like an action figure. Those action figures that like they're people that get turned into action figures. They're hilarious too. They are the funniest parts of the movie. For a movie like this, though, where you have comedic talent like Eddie Murphy, you would expect Eddie Murphy to be the funniest part, but he's not. It's those aspects. So that can be a bit disappointing for some, especially if you're looking for a really good Eddie Murphy comedic performance. You're not necessarily going to get it here. It's more of a sentimental type of performance from Eddie Murphy, a more quiet, subdued type of performance from Eddie Murphy. And maybe that's what we needed from Eddie Murphy at this point in time. Am I going to sing the praises of this movie forever? No. But it is something I could watch every Christmas. I did enjoy myself quite a bit. I don't think it's fantastic or anything, but it offered up 2 hours of zaniness, weirdness, wackiness, just something you would expect for Christmas. Dysfunctional families and all that. There's dysfunctional families in this movie. We all have dysfunctional families around this time of the year. It's nothing special, but if you do have the chance to watch Candy Cane Lane, I'd suggest check it out. You might actually like it. I liked it with at least half a bucket of popcorn, a little bit more. So if you guys have seen Candy Cane Lane, I want to know what you thought about it. Drop me some feedback in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.
La 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 la.